Back to talk hoops now, and the regular season is over for Arkansas men's basketball. Bring in Kevin McPherson on the phone. And Kevin, you are from Hogville.net, contribute a lot as far as Razorback basketball coverage is concerned. Let's start with the fact that when you talk about the NCAA tournament and whether Arkansas can make it, what are the chances at this point, given the fact Arkansas lost 77-69 to A&M? You look at it, Arkansas is 19-12 overall, 7-11 in the SEC.
And that's the big problem. If you look at Arkansas after starting 14-2, here's a team that finished the season 5-10. And so the second half of the season, that's not how you go into postseason. And that's how you definitely, Arkansas is still on the bubble, probably just on the outside of it with a lot of them. But this is a team that I don't think has to win the SEC tournament. Arkansas has 4 quad 1 wins right now. That doubled in the last week because of Georgia Tech's strong finish. That was a quad 1 win to go with Alabama. And, of course, LSU, Arkansas beat LSU. They're ranked in the top 30 in net, so that's a quad 1 win. And, of course, the Indiana road game. So Arkansas's got 4 quad 1 wins. If Arkansas could beat Vanderbilt, then beat South Carolina, then beat LSU, they've got that Wednesday game against a Vanderbilt team that's all of a sudden won 2 in a row, against Alabama and South Carolina. 2 more bubble teams, so Vanderbilt's playing spoiler right now. So I'm not predicting anything, but if Arkansas were to say win 3 games, I think that gets them to 22 wins. It gets them to 10 wins against SEC competition. They would have won 6 of their last 9 games, and it would give them 5 quad 1 wins. I think the committee would have to take a long look at Arkansas just winning 3 games. I know a lot of fans think they got to win the SEC tournament. They don't. If Arkansas wins 4 games just to get to the SEC tournament finals, I think that'll get them in. But Arkansas's got a lot of work to do. Again, Vanderbilt could end Arkansas's postseason. They'll probably be an NIT team, but Vanderbilt can definitely win that game. I'm a neutral side for Arkansas, but not a neutral side for Vanderbilt as they're playing in their backyard, a team that's hot right now.
30 seconds on Mason Jones. What a run for him. SEC leading scorer, first one from the Razorbacks to lead the SEC in scoring. 22 points per game is what they're getting from Mason.
Yeah, 9 30-point games. We've seen something at Arkansas that most teams in the SEC don't see. He was putting up historic numbers, breaking City Moncrief's single-season record for free throws. He's the only player in the SEC to have 9 30-point games. That hadn't happened in over 20 years. A special offensive player. Look for Mason Jones at minimum to be first-team All-SEC. I think that's a no-brainer. With an outside chance, even with Arkansas finishing technically 11th in the SEC, maybe an outside chance for Player of the Year, but he's going to get a lot of postseason awards. Still on that Jerry West watch list for top shooting guard in the nation.
All right, let's go to recruiting now. Hog signee Devante Davis had a big game, gets his team to the 5A state finals.
Yeah, he's never been there, but his team, Jacksonville, one of the top 3 conferences in the state, the 5A Central. They went 13-1 in that league. I've got them ranked in my top 3 going into championship week next week in Hot Springs. But Jacksonville will play a really good West Memphis team. I've got them ranked 2nd. So 2 of my top 3 teams will be meeting up for that tough 5A state title. West Memphis got there last year and lost to Marion. Jacksonville just beat the defending state champs Marion in the semifinals to get there. Should be a great matchup. But Devante Davis had a triple-double with 30 points in double figures in assists and rebounds in the quarters. And then in the semifinals, he had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists to lead his team to the title game.
Boy, big numbers as well from Darian Ford. He's from the class of 2022 out of Magnolia on to the 4A state final.
Yeah, they're the defending champs. They're undefeated, and they needed 2 overtimes to beat Brooklyn in the 4A semis just yesterday. And Darian Ford had 36 points, which was a season high for him to make that happen. Big-time player, 6'3" combo guard that Arkansas has offered. He's ranked in the top 40 nationally. But Magnolia looks to defend against the team it beat last year, upset Little Rock Mills, who's now 28-3, has won like 25 straight games to get back to the 4A final. So that'll be a big matchup between, I've got Magnolia number 1 at 26-0 and Little Rock Mills ranked 4th.
All right, this is tough, though, to close. Not in the 6A final, Jaylyn Williams.
Yeah, and this is the first time in 4 years that Fort Smith Northside will not be playing for the 6A title. Jaylyn Williams, of course, was the MVP last year as Fort Smith Northside beat Bryant in that event. But Little Rock Central's been on upset mind. They won 7 in a row. Upset Fort Smith Northside yesterday, 40-37. They'll play Conway, Little Rock Central and Conway in the 6A final. But a great career for Jaylyn Williams, who really was a walk in 2010 all season. 20 points, 10 rebounds, seems like every game.
Kevin, great stuff as always from Hogville.net. Kevin McPherson.